So, we meet again. Hey, you guys. Nice to see you all. We're back. We'll get started in the usual 5 minutes at 2 o'clock East Coast time. Hi, Ava and Chase, and Ian and Erica. I'll say hello to some people as they're coming into the room. Alana is here. Hi. And William. And Javen and Johan, Kimber, Ben, O, Athavan, Ada and Winona, Annie, Carolyn, Kevin, Natalia, Tobin, Claire and Eddie from Canada, Henry from Kentucky, Gavin and Lisa, Marina, Mattingly, Brady, Anna and Rodia, Lila and Benjamin, Ella and Jack, the Tuttles and Saginaw, Connor, Kaylee, JD, the Haney family from Alabama, Lucy hasn't missed a day, Sean, Ryan, Luna, Bennett, hi to Logan and Kevin and Meredith and Braden and Michaela and Bryn, Devin. Now it's scrolling by fast for me. The Markwood kiddos, Alan, Jack, Carter, Rishit and Inesh, Billy C, Evelyn, Patrick. Hi to all of you. We'll get started in 4 minutes now. 4 minutes until go time. Alan and Maddie, Julie, and Josh are here. Daniel, Julianne. Hi to Michaela, Abby, William, Isabel, the McCrays, Nathan. I'm so glad you're all here. We're going to have some fun today. Friday, we're going to finish this book today. Lucas, Solomon, Zachary, Anton, and Reese from Colorado. The Verso kids, Alan, William, Billy. Hi to all of you. I'm so glad you came. Madison, Elijah, Liz, and Skyla, and Evan, Luke, and Ellie from Illinois. The Engber kids, Chase and Gavin, eating ice cream. I should have some ice cream. Murphy, Sammy, Jacob, Kendrick kids, Hudson, Cooper, Logan, Fisher family, Fisher and Finley, sorry. I hope you're all able to get the audio and video live because people have been telling me there have been audio and video problems, and I'm curious to see if everybody's having these problems or if just some of you, and maybe I'm not sure if it's on my end or your end, but when I listen to it later, I don't hear the problems. It sounds fine to me, so I don't exactly know what's going on. We'll get started in 2 minutes. 2 o'clock East Coast time. Hey, Zachary and Shannon, Mallory and Magnolia. I don't drink coffee, no. AJ and Morgan, Stella and Max, Rebecca. The champs are here. Trick is here. Sam and Gavin. Tyler, Jack, Ben from Tampa. Jack and Ben. Great. So glad you're all here. We're going to have some fun. Billy Sickles is here. Ashlyn, Abby. Yes, it's all on your side. Hey, how do you know? Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. There's almost 300 of us now. Hope. We got 1 minute to call anybody else to join us. That'd be great. Your cousins, your friends, your schoolmates who you might not have seen for a while. And we're all in this together, right? So get them over here. Okay. Hope everybody's going to have a great weekend too. Hi, Silva kids. And Tony the dog. Okay. I think we're about to get going. I'm excited. You excited? Good. We're going to have some fun. Okay. You guys ready? Got a burp. Okay, here we go. It's go time, baby. Hi, everyone. Dan Gutman here. I am the guy who writes the My Weird School series. And other books for kids too. And It's Friday. And you know what that means? It means we finish our book today that we've been reading all week long. Every Friday we finish a book. Okay, but before we do, let's do our question of the day, which comes from Charles in Iowa. And Charles asked, do you play any musical instruments? Well, I actually do play some guitar. Not that good, but maybe someday I'll have the courage to play a little tune for you, but not today. Okay. All right, so let's get right to Mrs. Master is a Disaster. As you well know, Mrs. Master is Alexia's grandma, and she is an inventor who started her own company, actually. And she invented lots of stuff, but the kids want to start their own company and invent stuff too. So they decide they're going to invent a new, improved toilet seat. And they name it the Party Pooper, of course. So far, they've created a prototype of the toilet seat. The teachers have invested their money to start the company. They created a business plan. They've decided to price it at $99.99. They created a website, and they even tried to sell it door to door. And they failed miserably in selling it door to door. And that's where we left off in our last chapter. So today, we're going to start with chapter 9, which is titled Ding, Ding, Ding. You guys ready? Gather around your big screen TV, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone, whatever it is. Let's get going. Here we go. What are we going to do now? Ryan asked when we got back to class. Maybe I should cancel the order with the factory, said Mr. Cooper. Don't be silly, said Mrs. Master. This is just the beginning. We've got to give it more time. But if we can't sell the 1,000 toilet seats we ordered, said Mr. Cooper, we'll lose our shirts. That made no sense at all. What do shirts have to do with toilet seats? That's when I got the greatest idea in the history of the world. Shirts made me think of people wearing shirts. People wearing shirts made me think of famous people wearing shirts. Famous people wearing shirts made me think of famous people wearing shirts while they're sitting on the toilet bowl. We should get some celebrities to say how much they like Party Pooper, I shouted. That's not a bad idea, said Mrs. Master. When celebrities say they like something, everybody else wants to have it too. Andrea looked mad because she didn't think of my great idea. Do you kids know any celebrities? Asked Mr. Cooper. What about Miss Suki? Suggested Neil. She was that famous children's book author who visited our school. Children's book authors aren't famous, Michael replied. How about Mr. Hind? I suggested. Mr. Hind used to be our music teacher, but then he won that reality TV show where people sing and dance. Now he's a famous rapper. That's a great idea, AJ, said Mr. Cooper. I love it. I'm full of great ideas. I stuck out my tongue at Andrea to let her know that I came up with the great idea and she didn't. Na boo-boo on her. Do you think Mr. Hind would do a rap for us? Asked Ryan. We could film it and put it on the internet. There's only one way to find out, Mr. Cooper said as he took out his cell phone. I'll call him. And you'll never believe who walked into the door a few minutes later. Nobody. It would hurt if you walked into a door. I thought we went over that in chapter 3. But you'll never believe who walked into the doorway. It was Mr. Hind. Yo, my homies, he said as we all ran over to hug him. Then he shook hands with Mr. Cooper and Mrs. Master. They showed him the Party Pooper prototype. So let me get this straight, said Mr. Hind. You want me to rap about this toilet seat? Yeah, we all shouted. And it's heated? He asked. Yeah. And it glows in the dark? Yeah. And it's scented? Yeah. And it talks? Yeah. Mr. Hines said, thinking it over for a few seconds. Okay, I got it. Somebody give me a beat. Okay, so somebody's going to give him a beat. Hang on. Mr. Cooper started beatboxing. Mrs. Master pointed her cell phone at Mr. Hines, and he started rapping. How can you pee when you cannot see? That's what folks keep asking me. Pooping gets old when your seat's too cold. At least that's what I have been told. You want it heated while you are seated. You want it hot when you're on the pot. You want it lit up while you sit up. You want that glow when you gotta go. That's why you need Party Pooper, Party Pooper, Party Pooper. The Party Pooper is super duper like Mrs. Master and Mr. Cooper. His toilet seat is very fine and it only costs $99.99. The best part about this toilet is you'll never have to oil it, kids. So get rid of your seat. It can't compete with the coolest toilet out on the street. It smells so sweet, send out a tweet. You'll get a receipt, let me repeat. It's really neat, the hottest seat out on the street is Party Pooper, Party Pooper. When he was done, everybody clapped and cheered. Great, said Mrs. Master. Okay, let's upload the video to YouTube. Mr. Cooper and Mrs. Master added a link to the website so people could order Party Poopers right after watching the video. Now all we can do is wait, said Mr. Cooper. We didn't have to wait long. After a few seconds, there was a sound. We all looked at the computer screen. Look, we just sold our first toilet seat, shouted Alexia. We did it! Yay, everybody shouted. That's another one, shouted Andrea. 4 more, shouted Neil. And here's Jim's picture of the website starting to ring with people buying Party Poopers online. Oh, okay. 4 more, shouted Neil. Party Poopers are selling like crazy. I'm sorry. Party Poopers are selling like crazy, hollered Mrs. Master. I've never seen a product sell so fast. We're gonna be rich, shouted Alexia. We're gonna be millionaires, shouted Michael. Billionaires, shouted Ryan. Bazillionaires, I shouted. And here's a picture of everybody. They've got dollar signs in their eyes because they're imagining the bazillions of dollars they're all going to earn from the Party Pooper. It was the greatest day of my life. Okay, that's chapter 9. Like my sound effects? Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to do chapter 10, the last chapter in the book, which is titled Mrs. Master is a Disaster. Okay, here we go. You should have been there. Sales of Party Poopers were going through the roof. Well, not really. If that happened, we'd have to get a new roof. But sales were really good. The first 500 toilet seats arrived the next day, and we spent the whole morning shipping them out to customers all over the world. On the website, people were already posting messages saying how much they loved their Party Poopers. When will we get our money? I asked Mrs. Masters. In a few days, she told me. Be patient. A few days later, I looked out the window during math and saw a truck pull up to the school. That must be our money, I shouted. We earned so many bazillions of dollars, they have to bring it in a truck. We're rich, yelled Ryan. We all watched out the window as a big guy wearing overalls unloaded a bunch of boxes from the truck. And here's Jim's picture of the guy unloading all the money from the truck. Bazillions. Okay. What are you going to do with your bazillions? Neil asked me. I'm going to buy every video game in the world, I said. I'm going to buy every candy bar in the world, said Ryan. I'm going to take a trip around the world, said Alexia. I'm so excited, said Andrea, rubbing her hands together. After 1,100,000 minutes, the guy from the truck came into our class rolling the boxes of money. He's rolling the money into the school. Thanks for delivering our money, said Mr. Cooper, rubbing his hands together. Oh, this isn't money, the guy replied. It's 500 toilet seats. Oh, we all said, disappointed. Where do you want me to put them? The guy asked. You can stack them in the corner over there, said Mr. Cooper. Mrs. Master rolled in on her hoverboard lawnmower. I have great news, she announced. We sold another 500 party poopers last night. I already placed an order at the factory to make 1,000 more. Yay! We're rich, I shouted. I'll never have to go to school again. Me neither, said Mr. Cooper. I'm going to retire. Who needs to teach? I'm going to live off my toilet seat income. Suddenly, Mr. Klutz, came running into the class. He was all out of breath, and he looked upset. What's the matter? Asked Mrs. Master. It's all over the news, shouted Mr. Klutz. One of our toilet seats caught on fire. What? We all shouted. It was in Ohio, Mr. Klutz said. A man was sitting on his party pooper when it caught on fire. Something must have been wrong with the heater. He got burned on his butt. And here's a picture of Mr. Klutz reporting the news that somebody's party pooper caught on fire in Ohio. Gasp! We all gasped. He says he's going to sue us for $100 million, shouted Mr. Klutz. Oh, no! We all hollered. Mr. Cooper ran over to the computer to check the website. Emails are pouring in, shouted Mr. Cooper. What do they say? Asked Mr. Klutz. Everybody wants their money back, shouted Mr. Cooper. What are we going to do now? And here's Mr. Cooper freaking out that everyone wants their money back for the toilet seats that catch on fire. What are we going to do now? We have to give them their money back, said Mrs. Master. We sold them a defective product. Nobody's going to buy party poopers if they cause butt burns, shouted Mr. Cooper. What are we going to do with the 1,000 toilet seats you ordered, shouted Mr. Klutz. Everybody started yelling and screaming and shrieking and hooting and hollering and freaking out. It's all over, groaned Mr. Cooper, holding his head in his hands. I put my life savings into party pooper, and now I'm going to lose my shirt. Mr. Cooper must lose a lot of shirts, or he wouldn't be talking about losing them all the time. This is all your fault, Arlo, Andrea yelled. Party pooper was your idea. Everybody was looking at me. This was the worst day of my life. I wanted to go to Antarctica and live with the penguins. They don't use toilet seats. But there was no way I was going to take all the blame for what happened. It wasn't my fault, I said. It was Mrs. Master's fault. She's the one who showed us how to start our own company. Everybody in the class turned to look at Mrs. Master. Well, this has been a lot of fun, you guys, she said. But I have to go now. I need to work on my next invention, a solar-powered back scratcher. And here's Mrs. Masters making a beeline for the door when they're going to blame her for everything that went wrong. She hustled out of the class like she had to catch a bus. Oh well, I guess we're not going to make bazillions after all. Maybe I'll get to see Star Wars. Maybe Grandpa Bert will stop making armpit noises. Maybe a truck full of toilet seats will fall on Andrea's head. Maybe bears will figure out that we have bathrooms and stop pooping in the forest. Maybe Mr. Cooper will fall out of a boat. Maybe people will stop making toast on their toilet seats. Maybe Dr. Brad will get his job back. Maybe I'll plant a toilet seat tree in our backyard. Maybe Mr. Cooper will find all those shirts he lost. Maybe Burger King will put their logo on a toilet seat. Maybe we'll have to get a new roof. Maybe we'll think of a way to get rid of 1,000 toilet seats. Maybe we'll figure out how to spell what Mr. Klutz is. Maybe we can train penguins to start using toilet seats. But, and you guys read the last sentence with me, it won't be easy. The end. We did it, you guys. We read the whole book in 5 days. I think you guys deserve a round of applause. What do you say? All right. Great job, everyone. Okay. So I'm finished with this book now. I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to give it away tomorrow on Facebook. I'll have some contest, and it's going to be related to the homework assignment I gave you this week. Okay? I'm not telling you what it is, but I'm giving this book away. One of you will win it. Okay. So I have, before we go, I have 3 jokes for the day. 3 toilet jokes. Ready? Here they go. Did you hear about the constipated mathematician? He worked it out with a pencil. Okay, that's number 1. All right. Number 2. Here it is. Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road? It got stuck in a crack. Okay, all right. Number 2. All right, here's number 3. Ready? Number 3. Number 3 is, what does the Starship Enterprise and toilet paper have in common? What does the Starship Enterprise and toilet paper have in common? They both circle Uranus looking for Klingons. I can't believe I said that. Okay, listen, you guys, get off the couch. Stop staring at screens. It's time for Josh Salzman and Ryan Cunningham with our theme song. You ready?
My weird school, I'm AJ and my school's a mess. My weird school, before a school is fine, I guess. My weird school, where odd is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. Where Mrs. Youngers is bonkers, and Mrs. Daisy is crazy, Mrs. Cootie is loony, and Miss Lady is zany. And then there's her principal, his name's Mr. Klutz, and man, oh man, is that man nuts? My weird school, 1,100,000 hours long. My weird school, where normal things do not belong. My weird school, where odd is cool, and the teachers are strange as a rule. And my weird school, my weird school, oh yeah, it's my weird school.
See you on Monday. Monday when we start the new book. See you then. Bye now. Whoops.